Welcome to an even greater day than normal at Property Brokers. The theme for our 2019 Company Day is building lasting relationships. Building lasting relationships with vendors, with purchasers, with landlords, with tenants, with contractors, and building lasting relationships with each other to create a true team. Special thanks to all of our sponsors: Advantage, Silence, Kevin Bills, Marsh, Media Mint, Move Me, Aptly, Office Max, One Roof, Plantronics, Palace, Property Press, Property Suite, realestate.co.nz, Rico, SafeLit, Spark, Tappy and Willow and Wolf. We really appreciate your support and the lasting relationships we have with all of you. Special thanks to Property Press for sponsoring the wine on our tables this evening. Please visit our sponsors at their stands during the breaks. Our own marketing and IT teams are there as well, as do our in-house AML experts, Nick and Dylan, have a stand there. I only just found out the other day that some of you thought that Nick and Dylan were actually consultants. They are employees. They're remarkably user-friendly, and you should definitely go and chat to them if you're having any problems with AML. Tony Quayle is here too. Tony wears several hats, including the AML supporting officer for the South Island, and you'll find him very approachable too. Stand up, Nick, Dylan and Tony, so everyone knows who you are. You may hear some of the South Island team referring to Tony as Granddad. He takes it well. Ever since the photograph appeared on Homebase with the three of those guys together, he's got that nickname. Sorry, Tony. Prizes generously donated by our sponsors will be drawn throughout the day. So make sure you put your business cards in for those draws. We will check for duplicate entries, and if you put in more than one, we'll remove them all. Note also that if your card is drawn for a prize and you're not in the room and not even at your seat, you won't be eligible for the prize and we'll do a redraw. Some prizes will be drawn regionally, but the major prize of the day, the Weber barbecue donated by One Roof, will be drawn by Vicky Thompson this evening. This will be the first prize draw before the skits, so make sure you get there on time. There'll be lots of people calling for a redraw if you're not there. Along with the business card draw prizes, we also have some spot prizes. Take a look at the inside back page of your booklet now. If you have a numbered sticker, you are a winner. See Mallory at the afternoon tea break to claim your prize. Mallory? Where's Mallory? Mallory, put your hand up and stand up. There she is. That's Mallory. So look for Mallory in the afternoon tea break to claim your prize. She'll be at the back by the bar. Any prizes that aren't claimed by the afternoon tea break will be given out in the business card draw. In addition to our sponsors, we have some special guests and speakers. Welcome to Bindi Norwell, CEO of Ryan's. She might not be here just yet. Joe Ray, Head of Property Management. Welcome, Joe. Sarah Wood, CEO of realestate.co.nz, who I think is on her way here too. Donna Peppers, General Manager of New Zealand Realtors. Welcome, Donna. Phil Harris of Harris Real Estate in Adelaide. Welcome, Phil. And Jeff Knight, who has an amazing story to share with us later in the day. We also welcome back, by popular demand, Tim Beam of IOPM, London, Timaru and several places in between. Tim's going to join us later this morning. It's also great to have our South Island General Manager, Chris Moore, and some of his team here. Julie Jackson, Gareth Cox, Tony Quayle, Michael Richardson and Brooke Wallace. I think the South Island team should stand up as well, just so we know who they are. Welcome. But wait, there's more. Today is not just about getting inspired to be the best you can be in real estate and property management, to build lasting relationships with your colleagues, to acknowledge success and eat healthy food. Well, it better be healthy food. We've passed your feedback very clearly back to the caterers from previous years. and we've been assured that they're going to improve their act this year. By more, I am of course talking about tonight's really big event, the skip finals. That kicks off at 6 p.m, and our MC for the evening is the one and only Guy Mordaunt. Judging these events and choosing a winner is extremely challenging, and the aftermath of those decisions lingers indefinitely, as Bindi and Donna will remember from a couple of years ago. There are people here today who still believe they were robbed of winning a place last time. It really is time to move on, folks. This year, Kate Louise Elliott, General Manager of Centrepoint Theatre, will be our judge, so you can expect considerable focus on professionalism of performance, a truly independent judge. We have not assigned teams to tables for tonight's event, other than for our special guests, so sit wherever it suits. For the avoidance of doubt, you South Island people are special guests. Next time, however, we will expect a skip from you. If you're planning to consume some Dutch courage, either to build your confidence before going on stage or to improve your appreciation of the performances, please make sure you've made appropriate transport arrangements for later on. Army doesn't yet have Uber, Ola, Zoomy, Take Me or Lyft, but there are plenty of taxis that will be available. We also have 2 free vans operating that can take you into the city, and maybe even to fielding if there's a number of you travelling together. Sorry, we can't take you to Hawke's Bay or Waikato or the South Island. We're breaking with tradition this year, and we'll hear from Tim Mordaunt at the end of the day rather than having him set the scene at the beginning. That leaves me to provide a brief State of the Nation update. Firstly, our big, hairy, audacious goal of $2 billion in revenue for the 12 months to the 30th of June. How are we tracking? As of yesterday, we had got to $1,856,566,241.14. But we've still got 10 days to go. That BHAG is within our grasp and certainly close enough to give us significant bragging rights. Look at how we have consistently progressed over the last few years. An average increase in value of properties sold across our territories of 16.5% per year. Note that the 2019 figure on this graph is for the 12 months to May, so hopefully when we move all the figures forward another month, we'll be at least as good as that. And what does that translate to in terms of sales volume? Another story of impressive growth. An average of 9.5% increase year on year. Well done. Our market share for the 6 months to the end of May across all the areas we operate in was 28%. We were 40% in Manawatu, Wanganui, 30% in Hawke's Bay, 21% in the Wairarapa, 21% in the South Island, and 17% in the Waikato. Very impressive achievements. Now, some of you might think that the figures were higher than that. They have been, in some areas, they have been a lot higher than that recently, but these are averages over the total of 6 months. Special note must be made of several branches that got more than 50% market share, particularly Waipukurau on 75%, Pāhiatua Woodville on 73%, Wairara on 71%, Te Araha 68%, Westport 68%, Martin 60%, Fielding 58%, Wanganui 57%, Greymouth Hokitika on 50%, and Dannevirke also on 50%. Ashburton came very close too on 49%. Palmerston North on 25% is a very impressive figure too, when you consider that they compete with 28 other brands in the same town and have more than twice the market share of the nearest competitor. As you know, these stats come from Ryan's, and I was thinking Bindi might be here at this time, but we're not allowed to use those figures, of course, in our marketing. You can, however, comfortably say that across all of Property Brokers country, we sell well over 1 in 4 of all properties. Property management has certainly had its challenges with ever-increasing legislation that has made many landlords decide it's time to get out of the rentals business. But look at how our portfolio has grown despite these challenges. 12% average growth over 8 years is impressive. And I only just learnt this week that our overall compliance with the new insulation requirements for rentals has now reached 95%. Not quite the 100% that we'd like it to be, but we're working hard to get there. That's up from 55% in January. This is an exceptional achievement and a great example of how teamwork can overcome adversity. Congratulations to our awesome property management team. So how do our customers rate us? To put our Net Promoter Score in perspective, I've looked at some industry benchmarks. These are real Net Promoter Score figures based on genuine industry data. Accountants and lawyers actually rate better than I expected. But we obviously don't like recruitment companies when they choose one of the other 99 candidates. The real estate figure was a major surprise though. As an industry, we're even below telcos. Note that property managers, no offence to Spark, note that property managers are on a 4 and real estate agents on -7. But look at how we compare. These are highly accurate results based on survey response rates of 47% response for sales and 30% response for property management. These are exceptional results that we should be very proud of. The sales figure of 78 represents the views of both vendors and purchasers, and the property management figure of 48 picks up both landlords and tenants. And the thing that's always surprised me to some extent is when we started including the tenants, the score actually went up, not down. There's always room for improvement, of course, but you should all be very proud of what you have achieved. Lastly, and arguably most importantly, how are you feeling about the company? Being asked to complete surveys can be a nuisance, but international best practice suggests that this feedback is a critical success factor for high-performing teams. We're delighted that our health and safety survey identified an increased awareness of safety issues. It's not just about keeping Tim and me out of prison, although that's quite a good outcome for us. It's great to see that there is real interest in us continuing to improve our focus on health. We've trialled things like subsidised gym memberships and free flu jabs, and responses have been positive, and we'll now look to roll those out nationally. Many of you have commented about the need for increased focus on mental health, and we're going to lift our game in that area also. Our recent engagement survey was equally encouraging, and while we were pleased to note many positive comments, you also pointed out some key areas of concern for us to work on as a management team. In particular, several of you commented that our true team promise is not as alive and well as it should be. You said that we occasionally allow our tolerance for non-team behaviour to be influenced by profit. We take that seriously and are determined to improve our act on such matters. As Tim has always said, there is no place for £1,000 gorillas and property brokers. You also told us that family values may be falling by the wayside as the company continues to grow. And we're determined to address that too. Personally, I would love to be able to get to every branch at least once every 3 months, but I'm currently failing in that objective, as somebody has already told me this morning. Thank you for the feedback. Please continue to invite us to your client functions and team events though. We appreciate the invitations and we'll get there if we possibly can. Some of you suggested that the survey process lacked anonymity, but I can assure you that the results given to the senior leadership team were only broken down by region and division, not by branch. Just to reassure you though, next time we'll only ask you for your region, not your branch. Jeremy's request to all of you to suggest where he and the IT team should focus their process efficiency efforts is also reflecting of international best practice. We appreciate your input and the excellent suggestions that have been received. So, in summary, here's how I think our report card looks. A- for growth, and it could still be an A by the end of next week. We just need to sell $14 million worth of real estate per day for the next 10 days. And now that skip practice is out of the way, we should be able to do it. B+ for market share against a very challenging target. A B for property management growth, again against a very challenging target. A- for customer service, and we're already at industry best. And some work to do, C for true team. A solid B overall, but lots of opportunities to do even better.